You know, I could have put it in a community post. There's absolutely no reason for me to have to have made a video regarding it. But I said, fuck it. I'll just put together a video. A poor quality video just because I can. So, first off, I saw that post that Jay Solo retweeted from Real Law's channel, and I don't entirely remember what was in it. It was it was about Shitty Greg losing a channel. Okay. He lost what, 1, 2 channels? Well, Tyra has lost like 10 channels so far. 10 channels. We celebrated when that happened. You can go ahead and celebrate when Shitty Greg loses 2, or when BSG loses 1 or 2 or whatever. But much like Tyra has been doing, every time Tyra loses a channel, he makes a new one. And Shitty Greg and BSG are doing the same thing. Every time they lose a channel, they just make a new one. The difference between Shitty Greg and BSG making a new channel and Tyra making a new channel is when they lose a channel, the supporters and subscribers that they had in the previous channel follow them to the new one. Tyra, not so much. Ask him how that his original channel, how many did he say he had subscribers? He had 30,000, but it was really only 24 point something. Ask him how many of those fake subscribers followed him over to his more recent channels. You would think if someone is subscribed to you, if they like your content, they would follow you to a new channel if something should happen. Well, first of all, those 24 point whatever subscribers were fake, proven with facts and evidence to be fake. And the remaining of that, he's been able to carry over 2,000 subscribers to each of his more recent channels. And more than half of those are trolls and people who like watching train wrecks. So, yeah, enjoy that, celebrate that, take your victory laps and enjoy your win on the fact that Tyra manages to hold on to trolls longer than he is able to hold on to supporters. There was also a comment in that thread saying something about that we still think we're the good guys. Well, if you believe someone who beats their dog and lies to their closest supporters in their faces, and all of those supporters, each and every one of them, from the 47 Ronins to the Mark Mingles to the you name it, whoever was in his chat at that time, 99.9% of them knew that he was lying, knew that he beat his dog, and abandoned him due to it. Because he's a horrible person. If that's a good guy, well, I don't want to be a good guy. If being a good guy means lying, saying that you owned 2 homes the entire time, when the fact is that you were evicted out of a home and you were trying to get up enough money to pay off your deposit so you could move into this new place, you were lying to your supporters. They're supposed to support you. If they support you, there's no issue in saying, hey, I'm having a rough spot, I'm being evicted, I need some quick cash so I can put a deposit down on my home or my new place or whatever. He couldn't do that. He decided he was going to lie. He lied on his son, saying that his son did some horrible things, and he didn't backtrack on it until it was put in his face, and we outright told him that he said it. He denied it the entire time. I'm not going to go through all of his lies. There's no point. For people who think we're the bad guy and Tyra is the good guy, keep going with that. keep going with that, because if you believe he's the good guy and that he's up on charges, felony charges right now, because trolls forced him to threaten police and bounty hunters, then you really should be supporting him with cash, because he needs it right now. All right, he's told you how much he's supposedly spent on lawyers and all kinds of fees, and his property and stuff getting taken, and he's losing business, and he's having trouble feeding his family. All this is coming out of his family's mouth. If you support him, prove it by supporting him with what he needs, your dollars. Okay, don't put up like a funny little memes and little posts that somebody got their channel taken down. Someone is right now having his entire life being taken down. Support him by taking some money out of your pocket and putting it in his pocket. A meme is not going to feed him or his dogs. And speaking of his dogs, where are those dogs? Oh, right, he couldn't afford them, so he had to give them all away. All the ones that supposedly Jim didn't kill, that is, which he hasn't proved that for that either. He says Jim killed multiple dogs now, multiple dogs, but he won't provide any proof on that. And you people that think he's the good guy and you support him morally, not with dollars, you're still believing that with no proof Jim did all that. So cool, go ahead and be the good guys. Now, all that stuff aside, let's talk more facts. More facts. And again, I could have put it in a community post, but hell, I feel like being petty and I got time. So, Tyra says that his lawyer's paid in full and he's taking this bench trial just because it seems like a good idea. Meanwhile, he's been adamant on the fact that he's going to a jury. He doesn't want a judge to decide his fate. He wants a jury to decide his fate. But he's going to take the bench trial and let the judge decide his fate. Doing his whole Rick James thing there. Not grinding his feet in the couch, but he's grinding his feet in the couch. So he's got his lawyer all paid up, right? And he's ready to go to trial, but he thinks it's a good idea on the advisement of his attorney that he takes the bench trial. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's broke, right? It has nothing to do with the fact that he can't afford a jury trial, right? I mean, because he wasn't able to pay for the fence. The homeowner, Miss Wright, actually paid for it. He wasn't able to pay for the back property tax. The homeowner, Mrs. Wright, paid for that, right? Yeah, all these things, even with the scratch off and, winning 100 here, 500 there, 1,000 there, it's a drop in the bucket. He smokes it, he drinks it, he eats it, and he throws the rest out the window. Means nothing. So once again, just a reminder, if you feel sympathy for the little indie troll, please donate, okay? Don't post memes. Don't post screenshots. That's not helping him. Donate. None of that stuff is helping him. You won't even pop up and give him a like or a view in his chat. None of that stuff is helping him. He needs money. He needs money. He needs cold hard cash. So dig into your broke pockets and help your boy out. All right, so anyway, we're going back to the fact that Tyra is broke. He says he's paid all this money to his lawyer. He says he's going to take the bench trial on the advisement of his lawyer, not because he's broke. Well, I have a small question that I could have asked in a community post, but I'm going to put it here. And for those of you who have suffered through this long diatribe, I offer you this as a peace offering, as my condolence. Tyra, once upon a time, you had a whole bunch of storage sheds and they all went to auction because you couldn't afford to pay for them. That was sometime in 2020, I believe. 2020, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. All that stuff went to auction. You lost everything that was in it. It was all sold. The merch that you're making such a great profit off of, because you had to get it out the house, right? Well, it got taken and it got sold off. If only I could have found that auction in time. That would have been awesome. Does Tyra learn his lesson? No. because here we are once again repeating 2021, 2020, whatever year it was. Tyra has lost his storage units again. And see, because he's such a bad renter, he can't use his name anymore. So he uses Donna's name. And here we have U-Store, Indianapolis, Thursday, September 20th, 2023. They were auctioning off unpaid storage units, and whose name and storage unit was on the list? But you can read right there on the bottom right. One Donna M. Henson, storage unit G01. Couldn't afford to pay for it. It takes a couple of months before they put it up for auction, so it was behind quite a bit. All your lottery winnings did jack shit, and all your supporters didn't help you. And because you lie and say everything is perfect, instead of being like, yo, I am broke and in need of help, you don't get the cash that you need, and you lose stuff. So if I'm lying about that, Tyra, feel free to post facts and evidence on how that Donna M. Henson, who had her storage unit sold on Thursday, September 20th, 2023, you can go ahead and prove to me how that wasn't her, and how all the merch that you had in there wasn't sold on auction and is probably like gonna air in an episode of Auction Hunters, with that guy with the flashlight running in it, looking around for like 30 seconds and then placing bids. So, Real Law, feel free to make a meme about that or a post about that if you want, about how he lost a storage unit with actual merch in it, because that's actual money being lost, whereas Greg and BSG can just make another free channel and the donations still keep coming in. Make a meme about that, because that's funny. That's funny. That's comedy gold right there. I'll be waiting. And until the trial, the outcome of the trial, we're just going to hold back on posting info. I don't want to put it in like piecemeal. Finally, when something happens, it's like a guy sitting on the toilet. When the guy finally shits, we'll report on it. But while he's just sitting there, we'll just let him have his piece. So put a pin in it. To be continued.